Valerie and I tend to riff off each other, going from topic to topic. But I did ask her, and she has some great information to share with us about some planetary things that affect not only us, but the bigger picture. And she tries to explain it in the best way she can. She doesn't go into squares and all that other stuff. She goes right to the heart of it. So,
Yeah.
uh,
What's it all mean, right?
yeah,
So,
what do I mean? Yeah.
well, today we have a Taurus moon, okay, and a
Uh-huh.
Leo sun. Now, there's a lot more going on, but I'm just going to keep it to the Taurus and the on Saturday, we have Mars changing signs to Gemini. Now, usually when he does that, it's about a 2 or 2.5 month period. Well, this change in Mars is going for 8 months. He will stay in Gemini until March 25th. So, okay, what does that mean? Gemini, what we think about
Air
how
sign.
we, yeah, air sign, how we gather our thoughts together. Duality, obviously, you can see that
Mhm.
in the external world. There's a lot of there's division severely, um,
Mhm.
but we have where was I going with that? Okay, let me stop for a second. We have the first Pluto return for the United States of America's birth chart going on right now. And that's
Mhm.
probably going to be there until about 2024. Well, yesterday, I know Mars is going into Gemini, and I kept getting this guide to just look at the chart, look at the chart. Well, guess where Mars was when America became America? In Gemini. So we have these
Mhm.
two big hitters, right?
They do.
Ruled by Scorpio, who is digging up the dirt. So you see how we're seeing the dirt coming up, right? And
Mhm.
we're going to keep seeing things being exposed, with those two in the
Yeah.
background. They're helping us clear the air, really, is what they're doing. Now,
Mhm.
with Mars is going to go into a retrograde on Halloween. And that's going to
Mhm.
last till January. So this is all going to be like brought up, exposed, and then we're going to have to review it again. And it's like that's what retrogrades are. You review, everything we do. So
Right. Redo, revision, yeah. Okay.
we got
Yeah.
that. Then okay, so Taurus is a big player. Taurus and Scorpio, it's their eclipse season. We had their eclipses in the springtime. Well, their fall eclipses are coming up, and on the midterm election on November 8th, we have a full full lunar eclipse in Taurus. So Taurus is a big player, and so is Scorpio, because Taurus wants safety, security. I'm just going to look at something real quick. Um, Total lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. And Taurus wants, it's about your self-worth. Do you feel safe and secure? How do I do that? Now you got Gemini and Mars helping you figure that out, because Gemini, if anything been going on the last couple of months, we went through this real deep dive in ourselves on how do we want to proceed on our path,
Right.
where we want to go, what does our heart want, because that's the actual answer. Following your heart, which you do that by how you feel about something, it leads you into the direction that you prefer, and that's the right direction. It isn't what anybody else says for you or anybody prefers you did. It's what you prefer. So back to this Mars thing for a second. We had right before the Lionsgate, which was 8/8, which happened to be the same day the FBI went in and took those.
Mar-a-Lago. Oh, that was like perfect time.
It was, because
I
a
know.
few days before that we had North Node, Uranus, and Mars all conjunct at the same degree in Taurus. Okay, so this is why Taurus is such a big player. Every planet that hits that, it like turns on a light switch, and it keeps. So what's
Okay.
that? What does that mean? North Node means where we're going,
What our path in life is, right? Yeah. Yeah.
our where we're headed. Uranus
Hmm.
is definitely shocks and surprises, but it's maybe something you didn't think of, or in the world, out in the world, it's something that we never would have thought this is going to be exposed. It could be anything.
Right.
With Mars hitting it, Mars has already passed it a little bit. Mars is like, okay, let's go do it. Whatever that trajectory is that our heart prefers. Well, now we're in the moon is in Taurus, and the moon's about to hit that same degree. So you had the sun hit it, you had the moon hitting it. It's giving us more clarity on where we're going. So your moon is your emotions. I would say that most people want what Taurus wants, safety, security. We want to be comfortable. We want to have a comfortable life, a happy and enjoyable life. Now, with all this going on and that lunar eclipse, there's going to be a lot dug up because Scorpio's over there in the South Node, making sure all the stuff that no longer serves us or that we don't feel that we resonate with is going to the past. So
Wow.
it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's
So yes, and so, but this conjunction, this Mars energy, is going to start exactly when? I'm sorry, I
on
just want to make
Saturday.
sure I know. On Saturday.
On the
And
20th.
it's going to last until October 31st and then go back retrograde for a while? Is that?
In a retrograde, but it's going to stay in Gemini, and
But it's
then
going to stay in Gemini, right? And then it will come back, but it will be here until March. So that's well after the election. I'm just feeling like, well, it's very interesting because I've been looking at the news about Hoover Dam and how the water and all that problem is. And I'm thinking we've got another dam that's just about ready to burst. It's almost like one dam is having a hard time sustaining itself in the physical world. But this other dam of information is just, and it's damning information, if you think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And we do. We just want to know we can go get food if we need it, to have water to drink. We want to know that we can pay our bills. I don't know about you, but when the former guy was in the office, I just felt so unsettled all the time. I was on edge. I was nervous. I didn't know when the axe was going to fall. And, I felt better with Joe in there, but Joe's not getting the support he needs. And look at all the things that he's done. So
he is getting there, but this is a huge energetic dam, right? And
It is
going to come. It's all going to come out. Now, is it going to do that all at once? I don't know.
Right.
Just drips and drabs are hard enough on us, right? Because even though we feel a little more stable that he's no longer there, it's still, now we're worried about the supply chain, water. It's 70 something degrees here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, when it should be 95, 90, 100. It's been this way all week. So something's going on.
Something is going on. Yeah. I was telling Valerie that I happened to catch a blurb on the news the other day that was kind of unsettling. And I'm not saying this for fear, but, we are dealing with a water in the Southwest so low that they're finding all of these dead bodies in Lake Mead because it's come down so far. And there's no way to replenish the water. There's nothing they can do. And even in Hoover Dam area where we get a lot of what's the word I want to say? It's not electromagnetic. Thank you. Hydro, right. Yeah, that provides water to the Southwest. They're having a problem. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine works at the Hoover Dam, and I'm going to get in touch with him and see what he has to say. But anyway, on this blurb on the news, it said that several years ago, some news forecasters said that if it got to be 104 in in London or in England, that would be the beginning of, that would be around 2040, that it would be that if we don't do anything with climate change. Well, it happened this year because they backlogged all of the changes, the EPA changes. And then it said, and I don't think many of us will have to worry about it, but we will for our children and their children. By 2053, if we don't do something about this, it will be 125-degree heat waves in the Midwest. And then that you're talking about people needing more air conditioning and the CO emissions and everything. It's a mess, and we need to know about it, and we need to do something about it.
Yeah.
And
there's so many things that contributed to it. Obama did put in protections. Trump took them away.
took them away.
The EPA protections, but Biden's now trying to get a handle on it. But it is concerning. A lot of the rivers in Europe have dried up. Again, this is a Taurus thing, right? Because Taurus is about material,
about the earth.
The earth, right? It's an earth sign. It rules the earth, right? And our choices haven't been the best over the last 50 years, right? But it all costs money and greed and power.
It does. And nobody's been able to pass any kind of bill up until just recently, because we've had so many people on the opposing side of things thinking they don't have to worry, they'll be dead anyway when the climate change happens. But so Kate says the underground streams are empty too, that will lead to sinkholes, and we know what that does. Michelle says her kids had to wear jackets. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow,
Michelle. It's 79. It's usually 100. Okay. Michelle, and yes, we do know this, definitely know this, that, that we knew there would be water problems, but we didn't think it would be this severe. Rio Grande is very low. Yep. And, there are also about details in finding a solution. Thanks, Kelly.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah. Yep. Well, so, it isn't all bad news. We could fix it if we pull together. Yeah.
Right. And I keep a really close eye on that. My mom lives in Gold Canyon, Arizona, outside of Phoenix. And she's older, and I worry about her. So I've been talking to her. The Lake Mead's going down, Lake Powell's going down, the Colorado's drying up. Well, they've had monsoons the last week or two in Arizona, Nevada, right, where the water's just pouring everywhere. And it has raised Lake Mead, I think it was 12 inches. But I'm talking like Lake Mead is feet lower than it's normally. I think it's like 25, 30, even more feet lower than it should be at Lake Mead. And so I was doing research because I'm like, should I tell her to move? And Arizona has or had a trillion gallons of water that they have reserved for the future. But it's been disappearing because there's no limit on what the farmers can use. And there's the huge farming industry there. So you're not sure. You can't really get a good answer on what the groundwater is holding, right? I don't know. I do believe, I agree with Kelly. Taurus will fix it. Mother Earth has always healed herself and came back in and helped us out. It's the chemicals and the pollution, and even though we do a lot on pollution, they still allow so many toxic chemicals to be in our air, our water, and our soil, where our food's not even nutritious anymore. I'm sorry, I live right around an Air Force, a Navy base.
That's all right.
We're on Wednesday. We shouldn't have jets today, but we do.
I understand. Yep, they change everything. So Nancy Jean knows the details of a protective shield. It moves away from Earth every 12,000 years. It's protection from the sun left in. All right. And we are dealing with solar storms right now, too.
Yeah,
definitely.
The protection shield has weakened, right? And I know that the sun and things coming through. But you also got to think of the sun when it does solar flares and we get those packets of energy coming onto Earth. They are very healing as well, so
That's
they
true.
are removing, this is what my guides tell me, they remove a lot of the dark, dense, unhealthy
Energy. Yeah.
and
Wow.
it does that, like it is a cyclical thing, right? And the Earth has got to do that. Now, when the Earth formed, there was constant volcanoes erupting, earthquakes covering.
We're seeing that again too, though. We are seeing that, some of it, some volcanic eruptions.
We're at this precipice because we are at a 12,000 year cycle. We're at another 6,000 year cycle, and we're at a 26,000 year cycle. And this is a certain time period, depending on what you're talking about. But this is all designed for really one thing, and that's okay. This is a spiritual community. This is to raise our vibration.
Absolutely. I don't want anybody to be fearful. It isn't. I'm not bringing, and we're not bringing this up to be fearful because we're just, no.
This is on purpose. To clear out these negative, darker energies, raises our vibration and gives us a sense of, I don't know how many people feel this, but I feel like over the years, I'm at a really peaceful place in my life. I know it's crazy out there, but in my world, in my
world here, right,
my environment, my vicinity is really beautiful. I'm not, that's just that's the spiritual energy I'm talking about, vibration. That Mother Earth is also raising in vibration to get us to that higher spiritual level. Because look, when we have this really high vibrating, unconditional love vibration against these lower dense, negative, I don't care what happens to you vibration, that creates a shift, right? And that creates a split. So that split is those of us who are vibing at that higher vibe are kind of, and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody in the lower vibe, but that's their soul path, we're on our soul path. But the thing is, when we're in that higher vibration, that lower vibration cannot exist in a higher vibration. So we're going into territory that we've never seen, really,
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true. You know what really surprises me? When you're driving your car and somebody cuts you off and you go, "What's the matter with you? Didn't you see me?" I'm feeling like that's happening more and more because it's not just the car. It's like people run into you and stuff. It's
they can't see you. They can't
see you. Your vibration is higher.
Yes. And that's something we haven't really discussed, right? And it really does need to be discussed because instead of taking it personally, I look now and I go, oh, they can't see us.
They can't see me.
They can't even relate to what we're talking about here. A lot of people that are staying in the lower, the third dimension are staying there because that's their soul path. No right, no wrong, no judgment, no judgment about us ascending and raising our vibration. But it being in this right, where everything's kind of mixed in together, it's an awkward space to be in because you're like, where am I? What should I be doing? Should I care? Well, I mean, of course we care, but what can we do about it? This is, everything that we talked about last year, except send it unconditional love, right?
Right.
And I send unconditional love, every molecule, Mother Earth, every day. That's all I can do. I try my best.
Yep. There's just some things that we just cannot do. So you were talking about feeling centered and feeling better than you have in your own individual world. And Kelly said she feels that way, but the last few days she keeps pulling the Tower, the Death card, and Five of Wands and the Magician. And I'm thinking that, you know, the Tower has to come down and the old way has to die, even in your personal life.
Yeah.
And what the Five of Wands, I can't remember, is that the one that they're holding it? I don't know. But the Magician, as the last card, means you have the magic, girl.
Yeah.
You know, you have the way to, yeah, yeah. So even though those seem like bad cards, they're really not. Yeah.
No, I don't think they are either. And you explained it perfectly to me. We are going through a Tower moment, and the death
Oh,
of the, and I know I went through a long period of time where I was mourning my old life, but really I didn't ever feel like I belonged here anyway.
Yes.
Again, no judgment, but I feel in such a better space energetically that I know from my, I talk to my guides every day, like most of us here, and my guides are assuring me that this chaos has to ensue to split the difference here. And
Right.
it's not like they're going anywhere or we're going anywhere. We're in a different frequency.
Just a different frequency. Correct. Yeah.
Right. So that's
have you always felt like you didn't belong here on the earth, or that you have? Yeah. I've always felt like I should have been born at a different time or something. There's always been something. Yeah.
I couldn't believe the hate and the uncaring and the cold and unkindness. I just couldn't never understand that. Like that you have to walk over people to be successful. To me, that's ridiculous.
I never bought that either. No, that you have to climb, that you have to claw your way to the top, and that you have to talk about how wonderful you are. And I don't get it.
Dog, get used to it. And I used to think, who the hell would tell their kids that? Because that's what I heard.
Sure,
and
sure.
Like, everybody did. Get busy. You got to be productive every second of the day, or you're useless.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's kind of why I think I've worked so long, because there's this adage, that if you're from New England, that you are valuable because you work so hard and you just do what needs to be done, and you're nose to the grindstone. And I was always hired very fast because of it. It was something like, oh, you're from there, then I know you're a workhorse, and we don't have.
Oh, she'll be right back. No, we don't have to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, you cut out at the end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. What did you say?
I just said we don't have to work that hard. Yeah, we don't, we don't have to work that hard. We're supposed to balance everything. And I don't think I knew that for the longest time, and I tell people that all the time, just as a reminder, because we can't just be in one world or the other. And, a lot of monks and sages, they would go away to a monastery in order to work on their spiritual stuff. But we can't do that. We don't have that ability to do that. So we have to know how to balance it correctly in our everyday life.
And really, it comes down to this: if you're doing what you love, it's not work at all anyway. When you're doing this, because look how, I don't know how you do it, but you have these shows a couple of days sometimes. I have a channel. I haven't put a video up in a month, but I'm getting ready to get back into it because I got stuck, like not stuck, but I went through that. I went through that last month and a half, 2 month period of, okay, another clearing came in, and how do I want to proceed, and what is it that what does my heart really want to do? So I've been focusing on that. And once you follow your heart,
it isn't work. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I want everybody to know that that there's nothing wrong with what you've just said. If you need the time, you must take the time to do it. There are no rules. You know, we think, oh God, I'm not doing what I should be doing. Whose
Mhm.
rule are you following? Society's rule or
Yeah.
Valerie's rule?
Yeah. And that's what I was
Yeah,
doing a lot of the days.
good.
That's Kate. I called her and I was having a meltdown one day, like just it really just all like culminated to that point. And
Hmm.
there is that we've been programmed to believe that these to in order to be of any value you have to be producing something of
Right.
worth to somebody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I mean, I was just being me, right?
That's right.
but but
And that's
felt
okay.
guilty and felt
Yeah.
guilty about it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't need to feel guilty about taking a
No,
minute to
that's
get
right.
myself together, you know
We are human beings, not human doings.
right.
And but we grew up thinking that, if you're not doing something that you're not valuable, and that's just not true.
Wasn't
It
that the
isn't true.
brainwashing of the industrial age? And
Of course.
look, it's been
Yeah.
going on for years and years and years, thousands of years. They have us doing the work, but and look at
Uh-huh.
the
Uh-huh.
imbalance of money, like billionaires,
Hmm.
billionaires who don't have to pay taxes or didn't. How does that even, like Trump and Bush and all the Republicans kept cutting their tax um,
Right.
down.
Right.
In the
Yep.
70s, it was like 70% tax that the wealthy paid.
I
Eh,
know.
Now
That's
it's
probably too much, but it should be
yeah,
more like 25 or 30,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
And you're right, Kelly, learning to go with the flow is the difficult part. It is, because we have to release the way we've done it for years and years and years of conditioning. But yes, once you grasp that and you realize you're not here just to produce things the whole time. And that's the same way with people that, in my generation at least, I felt like I had to have kids because that was what you were supposed to do. And I
mhm,
love my kids. I really love my kid. No offense. But
mhm,
I don't think I'd make the same decision if I was a person of that age anymore, because I
mhm,
think it should be thought out. It should be, it's a gift. It's one of those things that's a gift. You either want to do it or you don't want to do it. And
mhm.
you shouldn't be chastised for it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And isn't
Yeah.
that like that this is part of this whole energetic time split, right? Or lower dimensional to higher dimensional is the
Right.
way that how do we go about making an earth for everybody where everybody feels valued? You're doing what you love. You're you're taking all those things that were forced on us, those, work
Hmm.
till you die. And I've
Right.
known people who dropped dead where they were
Oh,
working, many
oh, yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and
Right.
just like,
Yes.
really, is this it?
Yeah. Yeah. Or else they retire. They go to the beach that day and they die on the beach because they finally sat down.
Yeah,
And relaxed.
yeah, we didn't have a equal parts of,
Uh-huh.
at least here in America. Now I know the Europeans, they take their vacation time.
Oh, they're the
Australia,
smart ones. Six
yeah,
weeks. They take
yeah.
6 weeks. I want to just put this up because Andrea is now offering Zoom meetings with a place to practice. And she meets twice a week. People can practice with their psychic gifts for mediumship or maybe
Mhm.
even tarot cards, I would say, if somebody wanted to work with that. Just
Sure.
let me know. I will pass your name along to Andrea. She will let you know what the Zoom meeting entails, and just so you know, no, we might end up with 300 people in there, but we're trying to uplift the planet anyway. So, um, you know,
Yeah, and
that's what
doing,
that's
going to the practice, it's like Andrea's practice. I mean, you learn your skill set, right?
you do.
And together,
Yeah,
when something goes wrong, like in the world when Ukraine war started, we sent love over there. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and we still, I know we do it individually every day. It's just something you get into the habit of doing with your vibration. Your vibration is unconditional love. You can heal anything. Just send it out there and let it heal. Um, those
Hmm.
that are there, now that's a different story. They're
Yeah,
there. They're that's a soul path. You're in Ukraine, or you're a Russian soldier, or
I know.
many other things that are going on in the world. But we care,
So I love this. It's the balance between doing what you need to survive physically, earning a living, and what you do to survive spiritually. Beautiful, Vicki. That's beautiful. And that's so true.
And I would take the word survive and change it to thrive. We can thrive in our work by doing what we love, and we can thrive in our spirituality by however you practice, whatever it is that fills your heart up with joy, and combine them. That's what I've been working on the last 2 years. How do I combine what I do, right, to my everyday vibration of where I am now? And I've just started, well, I've always been into astrology, and I'm thinking about like doing readings where they're intuitive astrology chart readings, natal chart readings, based on the transit of that moment. So that's something that I enjoy doing, that I'm going to maybe put out, I don't know, in an Etsy shop. I'm still trying to figure all that out, or on my channel. But it's not like you can really read an astrology chart on a personal astrology chart on my YouTube channel. So, but it's personal. You're a personal reason. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. But you're going to be opening up an area where people can reach you if that's what they want done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So keep apprised, and also remember Valerie has her own channel over at Illumination Portal, and she's going to be putting up more stuff. I just think.
Yeah. We were having a difficult, since the last eclipses, the Taurus and Scorpio eclipse in the the spring. That brought up a lot of stuff. We're at this precipice of where do I belong, and this is an individual thing, but you can also see it as a collective thing too. Where do we belong as a collective? Are we really going to destroy the planet? Are we really going to destroy women's rights to their body autonomy? Is that really what we're going to do? Now, this election coming up November 8th is going to hopefully get clarity on that. The weekly
awesome.
The weekly update.
Thanks, Kate. Yeah. That's really cool, Tony. She sits in on a Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. with Rick Hanson's free global meditation. There's usually 300 people. Wow. So that's awesome to know, Tony. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah. And how many groups are like that now, especially since COVID started? We all got online. Somehow we found each other, which I am so grateful for every one of you. Allie, if it wasn't for Allie, I wouldn't even started the channel.
I know. None of us would have met. Yeah. I know.
Here feeling all alone and exposed, not knowing, spiritually what's going on. And then look, all these beautiful people in our group have started their channel, are all in the same.
Oh, it's amazing how many are, and some still considering it and going to be doing it as well. And just the sharing of the stories. I love them because sometimes we need to just hear the story. It isn't like we need to be lectured or we need to have any classes on something. We just need to hear other people's story and realize that we are not alone.
No.
And that's definitely something very important.
I think we're feeling that way, right? But we found each other because of the readers that were talking about how Trump wasn't going to be
Right. We were all frightened.
Yeah, we were praying, right? We were praying, God, and what's going on? Because, and it was very close. January 6th was very close.
It was too close.
Yeah. It had turned a whole different way. So I spiritually know that we have angels and guides and guardians here that are helping us get up past that that type of energy. We don't want to be ruled by that dictatorship, those type of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Craig, you aren't the only one. That's what brought a lot of us here. was Donald Trump. It's not that we liked him. It was that we needed to know, we needed to be armed. But we're armed with light. We're not armed with flagpoles and guns and all that stuff.
No,
So,
no,
yeah.
no, not at
So,
all. That is,
so we want to do a few readings today. So if anybody has any questions, they can pop them into the chat. We'll do a few.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering, so the Mars energy for the collective and for ourselves, it's the same. In other words, if it's in Gemini, and Gemini is the twin, and Gemini would have microcosm, macrocosm energy, I would think. Yeah, definitely.
They see things like they see things in detail. You know, I said this to Kate the other day. Kate's a Gemini. It's like I wish I could watch the movie going on in your head, because the way she explains stuff is just, oh my God, you know, blows out of the water how they can put to words what it is that they see. So that's going to give us vision, right? We're going to have vision. And what's your vision? Your vision is what your heart really wants. That little kid inside of you really wants to be out here playing and creating, you know, not having to do these terrible feeling things just to make a living. Am I saying that's going to change in a few months? No. But if we work on it, we work on our vision, we work on our creations, we're going to get somewhere. Mars is the one that's going to do it, though. Like Gemini's thinking about it, planning it. Mars goes and does it for you. Same out in the world.
And so set your intention as well. Set your intention that you want, you know, you want to be shown something. Bring your guides and angels in, and look for the signs. I think you know, even if you have oracle cards, or if you understand the tarot, pull a card a day. See what your energy is that surrounds you. If you don't resonate with that, then you can always watch somebody that pulls a card a day, or you can watch, you know, other people that you know, that you feel connected to. Hi, Flowing. It's nice to see you. Singing Tree. That's beautiful. Welcome, Singing Tree.
What a nice name. Yeah, and see these. Look how creative everybody is, just with their names, right? Just with your name.
I know.
You feel something when you hear Singing Tree or Flowing.
You do.
You know, or Detective. And that's another good point about the eclipses, right? Eclipses are, they're like unexpected opportunities and new beginnings. You don't know really what's going to happen, but things are, again, going to that south node in Scorpio that are being released for good. They're not coming back. Once Scorpio takes something and pulls it away, whether it's a trait you don't like about yourself or something big as our government, you know, that can go away and be restructured. Which is where we're at with that Pluto return, United States of America's first Pluto return. He's coming in to restructure the whole thing. You know, it's not.
Well, I want to ask you this, though. Eclipses usually take something out of your life, or the sun or the solar, or is that different in solar and lunar?
Well, okay, so when it's solar, right, I always think of your heart. So something that wasn't resonating with your heart. Let's make it simple.
Okay.
And then lunar is your emotions. Okay. So something that is not resonating with your emotions anymore, you know, or emotionally, you know, if you're unhappy emotionally, you know, or your heart's unhappy, you're just like, you want to give up. Look, we went through these last 2.5 years.
Yeah, we did.
Like, I don't know how I made it through some of the days. I was totally getting my butt kicked, and I'm sure a lot of us were. In fact, I know a lot of us were. But look where we're at. We released a lot. We're molding a new way of being in the energy that we are living in, and it's just really beautiful, you know.
There's a lot of Geminis that are in the chat here. I think that's great. That's awesome. They're all. So I want to I have a question from Terry, Hypnicity, Singing Tree, and Tony Stokes. I don't know if I've missed anybody else. If so, please let me know. We'll go ahead and start with Tony's question.
Okay.
Tony has had this problem. I'm sorry, Terry, not Tony. Terry, I apologize, Terry. She's had this issue where she doesn't know her birth time. And they didn't keep the records in her town. And so she is having trouble finding a really accurate reading and wonders if there's a cure for that.
There is, and there's some astrologers that are like geniuses at this. I know what they do. I don't know how to do what they do. So that most people will take your day of birth and start at noon, right? And go, okay, when the ascendant changes every 2 hours. During the day. So the planets that you're born under. It's just what house are they in now? Because that makes a huge difference, right? So seriously, if it was me, I would sit down with you and click through the ascendant, seeing where it lands your moon and your sun, and seeing, do you really feel like this? Does this resonate? But that would be 12 signs every 2 hours, right? Well, yeah, 12. Yeah, every 2 hours to feel, and you really have to look at it and sit with it, Terry. And do I feel like a Aries ascendant? Do I feel like my sun is, there is a lot to it. There are a few astrologers who can do that, and go in. It's I can't remember what they're called, because there's so many types of astrology, and there's so many different. That's why when I do it, I just look at the chart. I need your birth time, though. I know. And your time. And I can pull up the transits for the day, right? So you get the natal chart wheel, and I can tell you what's going on now. I can tell you a lot about what your traits are, not so much what has happened. Certain times, it just depends. It's more intuitive. It's my guides giving me a lot of the information. I don't know how to explain.
So check with Tony, Terry. I'm sorry, it keeps messing up your name. I apologize. If you'd like to talk with Valerie, let me know, and send me an email, and we can get it over to Valerie.
I even had your chart. I think I did that for you when we did that with Andrew's group, and we went through, because I read your chart, Allie. So that's Diana and I. Like Diana knows all the technical stuff, and she knows a deeper, another aspect on how to read the chart. She's an actual, she does astrology, and I do it intuitively. So together we were reading everybody's charts.
Everybody that way. Yeah.
And we did check your chart, and I remember going through, but we would need you. And every time we put out the emails to get together, you had a lot going on. I think your daughter just had a baby at the time, if I remember correctly, but we would need to sit with you and go through each 2 hour aspect on the ascendant.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cindy says she has a kite in her chart. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a trine. Okay, so a kite looks just like a kite, and a lot of us do, right? And where that tip of the kite is pointing at, and the bottom of the kite is pointing at, in the corners, because there's going to be 4 planets involved. That's giving you an indicator, and it depends on the house. Everything is going to be in a different house. So, and you just look at the houses, those planets and signs, and you will get a vibe about what it is you are. And you've probably been doing your whole life, really. If you have a kite in your chart, it's something that you came in and working on the whole time you've been here. So
awesome. That's awesome. I'm just going to post these 2 things that were mentioned, and one is Terry Lee. Thank you, dear. We're having an M-class solar flare directed, so we are getting booted off and on. Mental issues. Okay. Headaches. All right. Yes, everybody be kind, and we'll get through this all together. Thanks, Terry. Thanks so
And these
much.
solar flares do, they help remove the blocks that are stuck in you. That
Yeah.
the parts of you that you can't understand, why, or you maybe you don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
That happened to me in the last 2 months. I didn't realize I
Uh-huh.
had anything in there that was, but it was about being worthy on the planet,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
producing something, and it's just,
Yeah.
oh
Yep.
yeah, numerology.
Moonology, new moon, start manifest. Yeah, and this is I even bought new moon cards from Sage Goddess because I wanted to be sure that I would see what I was going to do. But yeah, and you want to release what no longer serves you on the full moon. That's right. Yeah.
No,
So is the kite the? It isn't the same. Okay. All right. All right. Let's
there's a lot,
see.
and they're not. Let me make sure. Green cross. Mm, no, but
Uh-huh.
they're, and you'll see a lot of people like us. Like when I was with Diane and we were doing the charts, we saw each person, and we're all spiritually based, psychic, intuitives, right?
Right.
Everybody had stellium somewhere. They
Yeah.
had, so there's like stuff about your chart that does come out and it's uniquely you, that, I mean, it's your chart. Nobody
Yeah.
has another chart like
Nobody
it.
has it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Even if you were born, well, I guess like my daughter and this lady that was next to me in when I had my daughter, our kids were born very close to each other, but they were born, I think, an hour or two apart, and that may have changed their rising sign. So even they have totally different things. Yeah.
And look,
Yep.
Angela, the Cartomancy Mystique is a twin. Okay, like
Yes.
there was
Yeah.
just a few minutes apart, total different ascendants. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
it was crazy to see how much difference there is in just even a couple of minutes,
Uh-huh.
and
That's right. That's right.
that is here. I
Oh,
have a
yes. I do want to say that 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, both Valerie and I will be on Kelly's channel, It Doesn't Cats for Me. We're going to be talking about overcoming obstacles. So I want to make sure that I tell you guys that. All right. So Hypnicity says she'll take a message. She has a Gemini midheaven.
oh
Is that cool or what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hypnicity, you'll know with your Gemini midheaven in your chart that Mars will be crossing that, right? That Mars in Gemini.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So, and which your midheaven, that is, again, that's like your north node, a little different. But if you follow your midheaven and your north node, this is the trajectory of your path, the future of where you want to go, So start taking those awesome Gemini ideas you'll be getting and utilizing them,
Uh-huh.
That's
So Hypnicity, I pulled some cards. I have here, obviously you are on your journey. I love these are beautiful
yeah.
illustrations. Isn't that cute? You're on your journey. And I pulled 3 cards that have red flowers in them. Red flowers. Red is the color of love, and it can be other things, but it says here to breathe in the elixir of life. And so once again, it's admonishing you to be outside. It says the red garden, beautiful
Oh,
flowers. And, red is the root chakra as well. So, feeling grounded, being outside in the ground, walking on the ground will ground you. And I have here a beautiful flower spirit with another red flower.
wow.
And so I'm guessing that you probably have a beautiful flower spirit that wants to work with you or works with you when you're outside, and it's beckoning you to come again. There you go.
Yeah, and that's
Woo.
another thing with these solar flares, right? You get that because they're bringing us downwards too. At the same time, they're removing blocks. So you
Right.
want to keep grounding yourself. If you feel like you're having, like you're getting anxiety or anything. Just take your time to ground yourself. Let that light go through all your chakras down into the roots so you
Uh-huh.
can stabilize to get those Gemini messages. The hypnoticity said she's got a quad,
Mm-hmm.
4 signs in Cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
with that,
Mm-hmm.
with the midheaven Gemini, yeah.
Oh, look at this. And her name means sweet heaven. I love that. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
Yeah. That's
I pulled
awesome.
synchronicity for you, hypnoticity.
Oh,
This
you
is a
did?
goddess deck, and it's your deepest insight and intuition have been activated, and others can see it in you now. Synchronicities and blessings are seeking you, finding the easiest path to your door. These are the result of divine flow of energy around you, the result of manifestation and deep connection to source. Enjoy and
Wow.
celebrate what's ahead of you by honoring and paying attention to the connections and synchronicities around you. You open doors for additional blessings to arrive.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Tony, no, this my husband is not very crafty. All his craft comes along with his chiropractic work. His brothers are the ones that build. But I got this as a brochure rack at Amazon, and it comes fully put together. Thank goodness, because I couldn't have done it. But it's been
Oh,
really nice for me to put my cards on. So that's what
really?
that
You got
is.
that at Amazon? I like that.
I got it at Amazon. I think it was like $75 or something. But it's called a brochure rack. You know how when you go
Yeah,
somewhere and you want to pull a brochure for vacation or whatever, it's that's what it is. And I just
that's
it's
such a
fabulous.
cool idea.
Keeps all
Yeah,
my cards right there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right. So singing tree, do you see me having success in music?
Oh, let me ask my pendulum now.
There you go.
Pendulum, singing tree. Wow, singing tree. Just your name, I say yes. It seems like you're a music.
That's definitely her intention, it seems like, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's name your intention, right? The singing tree has success. Okay. My pendulum says yes.
Mm,
I'm hearing in my head you are already successful.
absolutely.
So I'm not
So
sure what kind of success you're looking for singing tree. Like
these are
maybe.
called the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards. So let's see what they have to say. The first one I pulled says, eliminate any distractions and stop shining light on things that you are not. It says, how
Mm,
can you reclaim your power? Reclaim your power by doing the thing every day. I would say practice every day. Put it out there that you are already that.
yeah,
Say, I
follow
am
your
that
heart.
I am. Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah,
beautiful?
I mean,
And it
follow your
says,
heart.
you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. So,
Mm,
yes, you must focus on the fact that you are that, you are a successful person in the music business, whatever that means to you. But
yeah,
I would aim high, as high
yeah,
as possible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's beautiful. I see. That's this is a classic example or a good example of what I'm talking about.
Uh huh.
Singing tree obviously loves music. It's in her
Right.
name. That's her question. And this is
Hmm.
in her heart. And I could feel it's in your heart. It is
Yeah,
about following your heart right now.
it is.
It
And
really
now
is.
is the right time to do it, with the Mars energy that's coming
Yeah.
in. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And Gemini's rules music
Rule
too.
the air.
Yeah. You know?
They do. Yep. They do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Tony wonders, she's not sure what type of question to ask. So she says, read on me. I'm a Gemini, date of birth 6/13/59.
Oh wow.
So
Wow, Tony.
that's
All right.
close to Kate's birthday, isn't it? That's very close
Mm-hmm.
to Kate's birthday. Yeah.
All these Geminis. Gemini's God. You guys are so creative. Your mind
Hmm.
is
They
beautiful.
are very creative, but I find that my husband has what I call arrows that he's not a Sagittarius, he's Gemini, but he gets an idea and he's all jazzed about it, and then he moves to the next idea.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
you know, it's bringing in all those wild horses, isn't it?
Right. And
And,
that's the
and it
truth.
depends on all the other planets in your chart, of
Right.
course.
But if your sun is Gemini, the way you balance that out is okay, Sagittarius. So what?
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yes. This is what's so crazy is you said it.
Oh,
Where do you want to focus that arrow, right? Because they're
right.
opposing. They're the opposing.
Wow.
The opposite sign of your sun sign. Like I'm a
Yeah.
Cancer, so
Uh-huh.
when I get stuck in my feelings or I, don't know what I'm doing, I
Yeah.
have to go to Capricorn and go, okay,
Ground
Capricorn,
yourself.
what do I do? Yeah, ground
Yeah.
myself, get myself out of the water that I'm stuck in.
Yeah. That's funny.
It is funny.
Wow.
That is.
Maybe that accounts for the problem I have, because as a Libra, my exact opposite is Aries, and that's a very big fire sign. And sometimes I come across fiery and I don't want to. But sometimes I guess, yeah.
Really? I think you have a really good balance because of how, like, Aries going, right? You create,
Uh-huh.
you're making all these ideas. And
Okay.
the Libra is bringing it through for you. And
Yeah, and I got the Capricorn rising, so yeah, that's the business side, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
it's the business side.
and there's nothing wrong with that. You gotta, I know us spiritual people don't like to be bossy. I got a real bad bossy side that I'm always like, stop. Let's see, I pulled the
Oh,
dragon card for you. Oh.
Tony, that's funny. I don't like to pigeonhole anybody by their sign. I just try to cover it.
Yeah. We
Ooh,
have
I
all
got some good
signs in our chart. We have
Ooh, yeah.
all houses. It's just a matter of where
everything is.
everything is.
Yep. So, Tony, I get here. This is not your practice life. Decide. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart? And look, it's a twin.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
So, yeah.
Really, that is so cool.
I know. And then the other card I got was the collective field is impacting you, unforeseen circumstances and action. And that's what's going on, the collective field. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? And so, yes, you're feeling like, the collective field, the collective energies of the world are impacting you. So how can you let that go? And maybe you can with this new Mars energy. Yeah.
Tony, that's a good one. Bossy or a leader? Question mark. I like that. And again, Tony, if you're feeling like you're having any of these outside interference, I got violet flame for you. So
Ooh.
this is for everybody, and especially Tony here, but if something is really getting to you, see yourself in this violet flame and just let it dissipate. Let it get yourself,
Yeah.
I could read this whole thing. And then I was wondering, Tony, are you an animal lover by chance? I got a dragon card here. That's a sunshine yellow dragon. Helps you to help animals. Serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that pertains to you. And then I got the violet flame. If anything is like, it's a spiritual protection that surrounds you always. You are intimately connected with the divine. You can safely release any addictions that no longer serve you. Your angels are right here to help you reclaim your true power and protect you from harm. Know and feel that you are receiving and emanating the violet ray of compassion, mercy, and purification, which blesses the entire universe. She does love
Wow.
animals.
Yeah.
You work with animals by chance, Tony? I was wondering.
Yeah.
Animals
Let us
do.
know if you do. So Vicky says, in true Gemini nature, I'm multitasking. My husband is not a multitasker at all.
Really?
He needs the help, but I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be, is that a male thing? I
Yeah.
don't know. As a mother, we can cook the spaghetti and bounce the baby and answer the phone and all that stuff. But again, I don't know. I'm not. That's being too generic, and I hesitate to be that way.
I know, and it is true though. Women are so much better at multitasking, and men. My ex first husband was a Gemini, and he was a flooring installer. I mean, he could multitask like that, but any other thing, no. So I don't know. I have a Gemini. My Venus is in Gemini, and I'm just always. I can't get enough things done. But then there's some days where I just don't do anything. So.
And you're right, Tony. We sometimes we think we can multitask, but do we really do it well? And sometimes we might be able to, but I'm finding that it depends on what the task is. I know that I've loved to listen to audiobooks when I'm walking, and that's kind of it's not really a multitask though. I think that's just a Zen state I go into, but I understand it. Yeah, I definitely understand it. Wow. Valerie, thank you, my dear. This has been so much fun, as it always is. And please come back and see me. But you will be with me tonight on Kelly's channel, It Doesn't Cats. And come on over if you can, folks. If you have any questions, we'll probably be doing something. I don't know if we're going to be talking about obstacles, but we may end up pulling a few cards or whatever. So thank you, everybody in the chat. Yeah, thank you so much. Everybody have a fabulous day. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you, Alice.